Now on GMU at 6, the World Health Organization approves the AstraZeneca COVID vaccine worldwide. How soon millions of doses could go to those most in need.
And some Utah Republicans want to censure Senator Mitt Romney. Hear why they say he fails to represent their party.
Good morning. Fluffy snow hitting parts of the Wasatch Front this morning. Here's a live look at I-80, I-215 in the mouth of Parley's Canyon. Treacherous driving conditions this morning. Coming up, we are live with what to expect if you're heading up Parley's Canyon.
Plus, at least someone's having fun because we've got lots of issues here on our roads. We've got snow throughout the day today, and it's only going to get worse before it gets better in Utah's most accurate forecast.
Live from Utah's first TV station, Good Morning Utah at 6 starts now.
Good morning, Utah. I'm Brian Carlson.
And I'm Sarah Martin. It's 6 a.m. this Tuesday. We begin with this messy morning commute thanks to a winter storm.
Yeah, let's take a live look outside right now. This is the roads out there. Weber Canyon up in Ogden. It's dark out there, but you can see those slick conditions drivers will be dealing with this morning.
And let's get to a look of Little Cottonwood Canyon Road this morning. Crews overnight closed Little Cottonwood Canyon both directions for avalanche work. Looks like it'll be back open by about 8 a.m. just in time for you to get to those resorts. Let's go to Big Cottonwood Canyon now. UDOT shared this video of plow trucks clearing just inches of snow this morning. Traction rules in place for both canyons, Big and Little Cottonwood, so chains 4x4s required for all cars, both canyons today.
That gives you a real sense of what they're plowing out there this morning. Those plows were out overnight there on the freeway to make sure those roads are cleared for the main part of the morning commute. Some places you'll have more work to do than others. You'll likely see them this morning when you leave the house. So what can you expect for that morning drive? We have team coverage. Meteorologist Adam Carroll following the storm and the snow from the Pinpoint Weather Center.
We begin, though, with ABC4's Jared Jatneni just playing in the snow out there. He's live at Olympus Cove near I-215, I-80 interchange, watching those roads for us and, you know, having a little fun. How are roads this morning, Jared?
Got a little burst of energy there this morning. Visibility out here this morning pretty low. Take a look behind us. This is I-80, I-215 near the mouth of Parley's Canyon, and this area is plowed nicely. We've seen several fleets of snow plows go by this area. People taking it slow for a couple different reasons. First, because of the conditions. Second, giving those plows extra space. We've seen folks out here, everybody appears to be following the rules, giving those snowplows enough space to do their jobs. Let's talk about Parley's Canyon, though. Folks heading up this morning to say ski, take advantage of all this fresh powder. Be mindful, the traction law is in effect up Parley's Canyon, four-wheel, all-wheel drive, or chains. You can put the chains on just up the canyon there on the right side as you are heading up. Safety, number one concern. Utah Highway Patrol wants folks to, winterize their car and prepare, because that could help prevent an accident. Since Saturday and over the course of Saturday to Monday, UHP has responded to 309 weather-related crashes out on Utah roadways. Folks, not taking it slow enough and not following those rules, because it is slick and dicey at times out here this morning, and just can't stress enough, the visibility out here is pretty poor. Can't really tell from here, but once you get inside the car and start driving at a faster pace, that looks like, it's sometimes near whiteout conditions. But again, this is a live look at conditions this morning. No major delays on this portion of the road that we're seeing, but if you plan on heading out this morning, leave yourself extra time because conditions only expected to get worse. Live, Jared Jatneni, ABC4 News.
If the drivers will be having as much fun as Jared is this morning, but let's check in now with what we can expect for the snow with meteorologist Adam Carroll.
What are you seeing for us, Adam?
Well, 20 new inches at Alta. That's what the start.
20 at Alta.
20. And they're probably going to get another 20 plus here in the next 24 hours. So
Jeez.
I think they're going to have some issues here trying to keep up with the snow. We might see some closures here across Little Cottonwood and even Big Cottonwood here heading into the afternoon hours for some more avalanche mitigation. But winter weather advisories here are up across the Wasatch Front, northern portions of the state, down along all the way into the southern mountains of Utah with winter weather advisories. And then because of all that snow in the Cottonwoods, we're in that winter storm warning for additional snowfall of up to 2, maybe 2.5 feet of snow. And we are still seeing a little bit of activity here across southern Utah. Of course, northern Utah is where it's at, but any rain is pretty much coming to an end here shortly. Snow in the high country across our southern mountains, also in some of our higher higher mountain valleys there around Panguitch, Antimony, around Cedar City, east of there, even portions of southeastern Utah we're seeing at Monticello, Blanding, but it's right here across northern Utah where Salt Lake is seeing that snow coming down, and it will continue throughout the day, off and on, before it gets very heavy later today. UDOT's have all sorts of travel impacts here through both the morning and during the daytime, so keep that in mind. Your morning commute, or you're going to have road snow and slush here throughout the entire Wasatch Front, northern Utah. I highlighted Box Elder and Cache, also Summit and Wasatch, because those are some travel trouble spots here this morning. But overall, we're seeing still plenty of incidents here. Parley's is a mess. I-84 is a mess here throughout, from Ogden all the way over to the I-80 interchange. But as we do get in here a little bit closer, we're going to continue to highlight Parley's, because this is the chain-up area. Look at all the trucks here on the side of the road while everybody else is able to go. And then this is a little bit on the other side of Parley's here, on the backside. Still road snow, about a 50-minute delay here in Park City and vice versa. I-84, we're looking at 54 minutes or a normal drive time of 33 eastbound. And even Provo Canyon, guys, is about a 31-minute drive over into Heber.
All right, all that fresh snow, feet coming to those mountain resorts means skiers are headed up the Cottonwood Canyons today.
Yeah, eventually those skiers will have some new alternatives to get up to the resorts. You see, the need for the extra options driving up the canyon gets crowded. Back in November, the public submitted more than 6,500 comments on additional transportation options. Right now, UDOT's proposed options include using buses, a gondola, or a mountain railroad using a cog rail. Any one of these options would take about 10 to 20 minutes longer to get to Alta or Snowbird, but skiers we talked to support it.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, if my tax dollars are going to go somewhere, I'd rather go to something I enjoy, like getting people up to the mountain, right? As far as what option I think is best, whatever is going to be the least environmental impact.
Now, right now, UDOT is reviewing those options and will move forward with a choice this summer. The new options would cost hundreds of millions of dollars, but would run every 3 to 15 minutes. Whatever option is picked could be approved by the Utah legislature by the end of the year or the beginning of next year. You can count on ABC4 News to bring you the latest on today's winter storm as well as our future storms, both on air and online at abc4.com.
In local news, a gas leak in Salt Lake City forced at least a dozen businesses to evacuate. This happened last night at the Olympus Hills Shopping Center. No word on how the leak started. The Macy's grocery store there and surrounding restaurants had to evacuate once that call came in. Unified Police and Fire sealed off the area so Dominion Energy could work on the leak.
We have some devices that we can monitor the air. They have more complex devices, though, that can get better numbers and more specifics and can help them locate that exact source.
Nobody was injured from that leak. The cause still under investigation.
And we're learning more details about a car chase that led to a police shooting a man in Cedar City. Police have identified the man they shot as 36-year-old Larry Joseph Lee Tessier. Right now, he's in the hospital in critical condition with multiple gunshot wounds. This started Sunday night as officers respond to a report of Tessier stabbing someone with a knife. Police say Tessier tried to get away from officers in an SUV and crashed into their police car.
Right now, it looks like at some point he made contact with one of the law enforcement vehicles after one of those pit maneuvers, at which time 4 officers from Cedar City Police Department discharged their weapons.
Now, the 4 Cedar City police officers who shot Tessier are now on administrative leave. He was treated on scene and later flown to the St. George Regional Hospital. Officers say the stabbing victim was also treated at the hospital and released. And new this morning, the driver who shot another car during a fit of road rage on the freeway in Lehigh is now facing a $25 million lawsuit. According to arrest records, 31-year-old Jesse David Luker was driving his black pickup truck on I-15 last month during the morning commute. At some point, he got into an argument with a driver of a white truck. It's unclear what they were upset about, but records show Luker got so enraged he took out a gun going 70 miles an hour and fired 4 shots at the other truck carrying 5 men. According to this new lawsuit, 1 bullet hit a man near his spinal cord, and now he's partially paralyzed.
In local politics, some Utah Republicans not happy that Senator Mitt Romney voted to convict former President Donald Trump. Now they're hoping to censure him. The petition circulating on social media now has hundreds of signatures. It reads in part, Senator Willard Mitt Romney has failed and continues to fail to represent the average conservative Utah Republican voter. Top Republican leaders in the state, though, not backing this motion. The party released a statement yesterday saying, quote, there is power in our differences as a political party, and we look forward to each senator explaining their votes to the people of Utah.
The time now 6:10. Countries around the world struggling to get the COVID-19 vaccine are now getting some help. The World Health Organization has now granted authorization for emergency use of AstraZeneca's COVID-19 vaccine. The move now allows millions of those doses to be shipped to countries falling behind. According to the New York Times, the AstraZeneca single-shot dose is cheaper and easier to store. They'll also be distributed in lower and middle-income countries worldwide.
Here in Utah, some seniors finding it challenging to register for a vaccine online. They're asking the question, can a friend or family member help? Our health department says absolutely, as long as the person being registered is a resident, qualifies under the eligible groups. It doesn't matter who registers them.
And Salt Lake County has some immediate openings right now for the vaccine appointments, and they're available for anyone in Salt Lake County 70 and older. Salt Lake County received additional vaccines for this week, and they want to put them to good use. So if you're a senior, 70 and older, and you live in Salt Lake County, you can schedule a vaccine appointment right now. Just go online to saltlakehealth.org or call the number you see on your screen.
Let's get to our morning update on the COVID-19 numbers in Utah. Some good news here. We reported 462 new cases on Monday, lower than we've seen in months. That brings our state's total to more than 361,000. More than 525,000 Utahns have gotten a COVID-19 vaccine. 274 patients are being treated in Utah hospitals this morning. Also a low number, 2 deaths reported Monday, increasing our death toll to 1,796. Let's now look at our last 7 days. We are averaging 951 cases per day. That number steadily declining. Our rolling positivity rate 14.1%.
Let's see those numbers dropping. All right, the time now 6:11. Coming up on GMU, Democrats pushing forward with the president's $2 trillion COVID-19 stimulus relief plan. See how soon lawmakers could vote on that relief package. And celebrities battle it out to create their favorite fast food dishes in a new cooking show. We've got the reviews for you after the break.
Time now for your weather on the 4s.
6:14. Welcome back, Utah. Adam, busy morning for you. Snowbird's going to get 21 inches, right?
They have got 21. They actually just cleared off their snow stake. And guess what? Another 20 more inches is coming for Snowbird. It's
skiers
wild.
are rejoicing this morning.
Yeah, which, by the way, when Little Cottonwood opens, okay, take it easy. Oh, there's going to be a ton of cars up there, and it's going to be, at times, maybe feel a little unsafe. Just know that you're not going to be the only one heading up into the canyons, okay? Snowbird is continuing to get pounded with snow right now, and it's going to be like that all day long, all night long tonight, all day long tomorrow. It's just not going to stop. And we're seeing that snow coming down here on northern Utah. We're seeing it more or less let up here across southern Utah right now. We're seeing also a little bit here across southeastern Utah, but the shower activity is pretty much come and gone, as now it's just more or less high terrain snow. Places like the US 89, that's looking a little bit snow cover here this morning. So keep that in mind about Panguitch, Anamonte as well. Cedar City has had some snow showers. A higher pass of I-15 are going to have some issues here this morning. Of course, we talked about Monticello, Blanding seeing some snow, but it's the bulk of the snow will continue here for northern Utah, I-15 corridor here. Still, most of Salt Lake Valley is still seeing the snow, light to moderate at times with just heavy mountain snow. Benches. The benches are going to do incredibly well with this storm. It's just what we call orographics, or an upslope here right up against the mountainsides of the I-15 corridor. So this is going to be something that we'll have to watch all day long. But look at this, 9 a.m. We're really into some snow here this morning. We might actually have a little bit of a break for a little while here early this afternoon, but then it gets ramped right back up again later today. Colder air moves in right off the lake with that northwest flow, gets in with some enhancement off the lake, and it just comes down in spades here for our mountains and also our east benches. But the Salt Lake and Tooele valleys should do the absolute best with this remaining part of the storm. We're continuing to have the enhancement here through tomorrow morning. This is going to continue to create some big time travel problems all the way into the Wednesday afternoon hour as well, as more bands of snow continue here into the Salt Lake and Tooele valleys, and right along those east benches is where you're going to see some serious snowfall. We're talking another 6 to 12 inches in the benches, 4 to 8 for the Salt Lake Valley, Tooele County area, 3 to 6 northern valleys, and mountain valleys 4 to 8. 20 to 30 more inches of snow in the Cottonwoods, 8 to 18 northern mountains, central mountains 6 to 12, 4 to 10 in the southern mountains. Because of all the new snow, we still have an avalanche warning through 6 p.m. today. It will very likely be extended here into tomorrow. We also have extreme avalanche danger for the western Uintas. The Utah Avalanche Center says don't even think about it. This is the craziest it gets in terms of how dangerous it is out there right now. 30s and 40s for the most part out there. 57 though in St. George for the next 7 days. You're not going to have much in the way of wet weather, but you will see a lot of sunshine, kind of cooler temperatures than milder temperatures out there, more closer to the average for the Wasatch Front. Snow more or less hangs around all day, gets much heavier later today into the overnight and tomorrow morning. Then another storm system arrives Friday into Saturday. Snow to rain, back to snow again. Plenty of incidents out there. We've got Parleys in terms of how it's a very touch and go on Parleys right now. Also the I-84 corridor, but getting a bird's eye view from one end to the other. It does not look good here for Parleys this morning, so that's where you're going to need to allow for extra time. If you're trying to get up to Evanston, the snow-covered roads through Wyoming here along the I-80 corridor, and then over the road into Sardine Summit has got snow on it. Wet to slushy roads here in and around the Pleasant View area of northern Utah. So that Park City Drive, we've actually seen it a little worse, but overall, both I-84 and Parleys is not great. Provo Canyon doesn't look good either. Logan Summit, Sardine Canyon, Brigham City to Logan, about a 10-minute additional drive time.
Time now for Talking Pictures with Tony.
Here's something if you're a foodie. A TV show has your favorite celebrities trying to recreate iconic fast foods. And another series looks at the food that built America. Film critic Tony Toscano has the reviews.
Good morning. Let's check out 2 new shows guaranteed to make you hungry. We'll begin with Fast Foodies, streaming on True TV.
You've never seen a cooking competition show like this.
All right, who wants a drink?
We gotta go purge ourselves or something.
Oh. Screw you, burgers.
Say hello to my little friend.
Can you do your best horror movie scream?
Oh my gosh, somebody wants attention.
In this competition series, celebrity guests compete to recreate their favorite fast food dishes. The series is hosted by Iron Chef winner Justin Sutherland.
And that's what brought me to this industry, is just that universal language of food. I think, at Handsome Hog, at one of my restaurants, one of our mottos is nobody's ever mad at a barbecue. You can show up, and if there's meat on a grill, you're gonna be smiling. So, and I think that's what food does for us.
Fast Foodies is a creative, fun, and fast-moving cooking challenge for anyone who's not a food snob. Check it out on True TV. It gets a B and is not rated. Over on the History Channel is the second season of the docuseries The Food That Built America, hosted by food expert Adam Richman.
These titans of industry fought their way to the top of the food chain.
'Cause there's only one
The unbelievable true stories behind the brands you love.
and there ain't enough room for us both on the throne. It's about to go down.
He was a cutthroat, ruthless businessman.
The series takes us into the history of popular foods and the stories of innovation and rivalries behind the food industry.
The thing that I love about The Food That Built America is that while you get the facts, you get the human element, and with Modern Marvels, you get the technology, but you also get the people that created and continue to employ the technology. So I don't think people will really look at their supermarket aisle or their neighborhood restaurant quite the same way again.
The Food That Built America is a fascinating, well-paced docuseries uncovering the truths and putting to bed the myths surrounding your favorite foods. The Food That Built America is available on the History Channel. It gets an A and is not rated. Finally, New York Times bestselling author Neal Shusterman has released his new novel, Game Changer. The book revolves around a high school quarterback who finds himself in alternative universes and ever-changing views on racism, bigotry, and sexism.
Science fiction is a great arena for looking at our society from new perspectives. And it's one of the reasons why I really love writing stories that are either science fiction or fantasy or surreal, because it allows us to see the world, our world, in a different way.
Game Changer is available wherever books are sold. For ABC4, I'm film critic Tony Toscano.
Thank you, Tony. And if you like Tony as much as we do, head to Facebook and like his page, Talking Pictures. Or visit his website, talkingpictures.tv.
6:22 coming up on Good Morning Utah. We are not alone with this winter weather. Storms slamming so much of the country right now. How millions are surviving without power. And bars closed, parades canceled in New Orleans. See the new ways people are celebrating Mardi Gras.
Time now for Utah's most accurate forecast. Weather rate certified 9 years in a row.
Well, we are continuing to follow our latest winter storm, and this one is going to end up being the biggest of the bunch, especially over northern Utah because of the fact that it's the longest duration and it's going to bring in the most snowfall for valleys and mountains. This will end up being the biggest snowstorm of the entire year for northern Utah, but you can see most of Salt Lake in the Salt Lake Valley is still in that light to moderate snow out there. We are still seeing some snow showers along the Tooele Bench. Also, as far north as Logan, down the I-15 corridor into Provo and Spanish Fork, also in the Utah or the Wasatch Back mountain valleys as well. We're still seeing the snow out there. But St. George, 57, no wet weather here after any showers coming to an end right now. Windy though this afternoon, 52 tomorrow, 53 Thursday, then back into the 60s for St. George as it stays dry for the Wasatch Front. Snow redevelops heavy at times later today. That will lead into another very, very difficult commute tomorrow morning. Then a break Thursday with another storm Friday into Saturday with snow changing to rain, back to snow again. And then we'll take a little bit of a breather in terms of our weather thereafter for the latter half of the weekend. But we still have plenty of accidents here all the way down to Spanish Fork. A few more just popped up here right live on air, and we'll have to take a look at those and see in terms of anything major out there right now. But overall, we're still looking at the Parleys Canyon area. This is still going to be a factor all morning long. You can see that it's touch and go here with the moderate drive times, and places like Heber, University Avenue is pretty road snowed and road slush. Pleasant Grove has got some wet roads. Also near the point of the mountain we're seeing here plenty of wet roads out there. 48 minutes Park City to Salt Lake and back again. That's a 16-minute additional drive time. 50 minutes though I-84 eastbound Ogden to the I-80 interchange. Provo Canyon, it's going to be pretty touch and go right now as well. But Provo to Salt Lake and Salt Lake to Provo a little bit longer and not too bad. Ogden to Salt Lake, guys.
So you see that winter storm we have in Utah this morning, but look at what the storms are doing in other parts of the country. Look at that.
Incredible electricity just shooting across these power lines. This is why millions of people around the country are without power. Multiple states setting record low temperatures. ABC's Kenneth Moten has the story.
This morning, the Arctic blast reaching the Gulf of Mexico, getting downright dangerous.
It's like a walk-in freezer. It's like 34 to 36 degrees, I would say.
People in Texas are waking up to some of the coldest temperatures on record. Millions of them are without heat.
It depends on which room you're in. 40 degrees is at the lowest end to 55 at the highest.
Power officials have imposed rolling blackouts across Texas as demand for energy surges. Overnight, more than 4 million customers were without power.
It's cold. Kids around, trying to stay warm, fireplace, there's no firewood anywhere, no stores open.
The strain on the power grid is threatening the entire region. At least 14 states are on the same grid, from Texas to North Dakota. Power officials are warning of possible blackouts in those states. The biggest oil refineries in the country also shut down to conserve power. Experts say rising gas prices are likely to follow. 2 storms are moving across the country along with the historic cold front, the conditions making roads treacherous. In Schulenburg, Texas, a man standing by this SUV barely escaped after a second car came flying down an embankment. The extreme weather also crippling air travel. San Antonio's airport has canceled all flights today. In Louisiana, airboats are being used to navigate the snow, and balls of fire were caught on camera traveling along this power line. Overnight, a nearly empty Bourbon Street as temperatures dip into the teens in New Orleans for what could be the coldest Mardi Gras on record. This morning, more than 70% of the continental U.S. is covered in snow. Kenneth Moten, ABC News, New York.
Our thanks to Ken. It's still ahead on Good Morning Utah. Drivers in for a messy commute this morning right here in Utah. Winter storm slamming us. Here's a look at snowplows earlier this morning. We'll show you road conditions right now so you can stay safe coming up in a live report. Plus, there's a new spot to read and relax in Kern. See what the new county library looks like coming up in a live interview. As we head out to the break, here's a look outside our doTERRA camera over downtown. Look at that. Definitely some weather this morning. Adam Carroll back after the break with everything you need to know to stay safe with your weather on the 4s.
Live from Utah's first TV station, Good Morning Utah at 6:30 starts now.
Good morning, Utah. I'm Sarah Martin.
And I'm Brian Carlson. The time 6:32 on this Tuesday.
We begin with this messy morning commute thanks to a winter storm.
Let's take a live look at the roads out there this morning. This is Weber Canyon up in Ogden. It's dark out there, but you can see that shine off the roads. It's slick out there today. You know you've got to be dealing with some of those wet conditions.
Let's take a look now at the mouth of Little Cottonwood Canyon. Crews overnight closed Little Cottonwood, both directions for avalanche control. So far, we believe that'll be open at about 8. Let's take a look now at Big Cottonwood Canyon. UDOT shared this video with us. Plows getting rid of inches of snow that fell overnight. Traction rules are in place for both canyons today, Big and Little Cottonwood. Chains are 4x4 required for both canyons.
It gives you a sense of how much snow they're dealing with up in the mountains this morning. Here on the freeways, the snow plows also out there making sure those roads are clear. Some places they'll have more work to do than others, but you'll likely see those snow plows still out this morning when you leave the house. So what can you expect for your morning commute? We've got team coverage for you. Meteorologist Adam Carroll following the snow from our Pinpoint Weather Center.
We begin, though, with ABC4's Jared Jetnini. He is live at Olympus Cove, right near I-215, I-80 interchange, watching those roads for us. What do you see in this hour, Jared?
Well, a steady stream of snow coming down. Take a look. We have this desk here that John sets up for me to mark my place because I move around a lot. It's this light, fluffy snow, but it compacts into this hard stuff that I don't really know if it's the best kind of snowball weather for this material, because this will hurt if someone throws it at you. Maybe some people deserve it. I don't know. Take a look. Traffic here on I-80, I-215 near the mouth of Parley's Canyon, slow going. You see a lot of red lights. That's people riding their brakes this morning because conditions are poor. Also because we do have snow plows out and about this morning that are making sure that these roads are safe. So, you know, people might be also riding their brakes to give those snow plows some extra space to do their job. Parley's Canyon here, a trouble spot this morning for Utah Department of Transportation. The traction law is in effect up Parley's Canyon, so 4-wheel, all-wheel, or chains, which are required. You can put those chains on towards the right as you are heading up the canyon. Safety, top priority, folks, this morning. Be mindful. The Utah Highway Patrol responded to 309 weather-related crashes since Saturday. So since that first storm rolled in, that was the latest numbers we got yesterday evening. Again, you can see the snow is coming down. The morning commute has picked up ever so slightly. It's slushy, wet, poor visibility, any other adjective you want to use to describe this snowstorm. So be mindful as you're heading out this morning. We expect a lot of folks to be traveling up Parley's Canyon, which is already heavily trafficked, but driving up the canyon to take advantage of all the fresh snow. Again, it's this light, fluffy stuff, but it compacts into this hard snowball stuff that I don't know if it's the best, you know, consistency to throw at somebody, because it could be kind of painful. But if you're going to be heading out this morning, be prepared to take it slow. Live, Jared Jotnany, ABC4 News.
I have a feeling that Jared's photographer better keep an eye on him this morning.
Lots of snowball fights across Utah today.
You're kidding. No kidding. You know what? But it will make for some good snowman making, right?
Yes.
So at least there's some bright sides, except unfortunately everybody's back at school again. So you're going to have to do it at school and on the fields outside, because we've got more snow on the way. Winter weather advisories up for all of our mountains, though it is likely that the southern mountains, central mountains will expire before northern for sure, because this is where the bulk of the area will, in terms of continue the snow. Winter storm warning still in effect through tomorrow morning for our Cottonwood Canyons because of the additional feet of snow that they're expected to get. Things are kind of winding down here across portions of southern Utah. The rain has pretty much come to an end here along the Arizona Strip, though we might still find a few showers. We're still finding snow showers around some of the high terrain along the US 89 corridor here, Bryan Head, Eagle Point. Also snow falling here across southeastern Utah. But overall, the bulk of the snow continues here across northern Utah, from southern Idaho all the way down into the southern Utah County area, with the bulk of the snow falling here in Salt Lake County, especially along the east benches. And of course, we're looking at Mountain Valley snow as well, and very heavy mountain snow out there. But, you know, in terms of your traveling here today, well, UDOT has a road impacts map that they put out that shows mountain road snow through today with moderate impacts thereafter for the yellow shaded areas. Road snow and slush here is going to be a continuation with Box Elder and Cache having kind of that yellow-red mix because of the elevation differences. In Summit and Wasatch, of course, they've had a lot of issues, but we're also seeing lots of incidents here along I-15, also in the Wasatch back, along Parley's, along I-84, all sorts of issues going on right now. We have an incident here on I-15, 3rd North. There is an accident here. It is a minor one, but it looks like it might be backing up a little bit of traffic here along I-15 northbound. Accident just before 53rd South. There it is here on camera. It might also start backing up some traffic. It does not look good still over Parley's. You can see that bird's eye perspective here. Road snow, 50-minute delays going over both west and east over Parley's. I-84 also about 50 minutes. And even for Provo Canyon, it's starting to get worse and worse for Provo Canyon, guys.
All right, thanks for the heads up there, Adam. Now, all this fresh snow means more skiers are headed up the Cottonwood Canyons, and eventually those skiers will have some new alternatives to get up to the resorts. You see the need for extra options. Driving up the canyon gets crowded. Back in November, the public submitted more than 6,500 comments on additional transportation options. Right now, UDOT's proposed options now include using buses, a gondola, or a mountain railroad using a cog rail. Any one of these options would take about 10 to 20 minutes longer to get up to Alta or Snowbird, but skiers we talked to support it.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, if my tax dollars are going to go somewhere, I'd rather go to something I enjoy, like getting people up to the mountain, right? As far as what option I think is best, whatever is going to be the least environmental impact.
Now, right now, UDOT is reviewing the options and will move forward with a choice this summer. New options could cost hundreds of millions of dollars, and eventually whatever's picked will run every 3 to 15 minutes. Whatever option is picked could be approved by the Utah legislature by the end of the year or the beginning of next year. As always, you can count on ABC4 News to bring the latest on today's winter storm and, of course, our future storms, both on air and online at abc4.com.
All right, there's a new place in the valley to read, relax, even fix your bike. What? The County Library just opened a new Kearns branch, and here to tell us more, Jeff Bidos from the County Library. Jeff, thanks so much for braving the weather this morning to be with us.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
I know it was a treacherous drive-in a little bit.
It was interesting for sure.
Okay, let's talk about the Kearns branch. It's so exciting. This makes 30 branches now?
No, this puts us back up to about 18.
Okay, back up to about
18 right now. So. Yeah, it's a great library, though. It's very unique. So.
Yeah. Okay, tell me a little bit about it. Why is it so special?
Gosh, I don't know where to start. There's a lot of great things going on with it. The first thing we have is a giant create space. This is something you're seeing in a lot of contemporary libraries. And so in the create space, one of the things you mentioned is a bike repair area.
Awesome.
And you could put together a complete bike. We bought every single tool. We bought high quality tools. Wanted to make sure that people who maybe use their bike to travel can come in and fix their bike up, or if you want to learn how to do it, we can do, seminars and stuff like that as we go. We have sewing machines in the create space.
What?
Yeah, AR, VR, AI robots. There's laser cutters, and then, coming from a broadcast background, I love the fact that we put a podcast and a music and a video recording studio in the create space. So all that stuff's there, and it's all going to be for everybody.
So if you have an idea, if you have a creative idea, you can go to the Kearns branch and make it happen.
Yeah, and that was really an important thing because not a lot of people can afford podcast equipment or recording equipment. We even have the instruments in there. We have a great keyboard and guitars. We have electronic drums, and you can record all that stuff. You could do a band recording at the Kearns branch.
At the Kearns branch.
Yeah,
it's not just a library. There's not just books there. Everything else, too.
Yeah.
Awesome. How do you access that? Is it for everybody?
Yeah, this is for everyone. You just have to have a library card. Unfortunately, right now we can't do that. We have this thing called COVID going on still, and once we're able to lift those restrictions, we'll make sure that anyone who wants to get in there and use those spaces can use them.
We're looking at some footage of the library now, and it's just, it's a beautiful space. It's just open and big. We're seeing some of that equipment right here. Can we talk about the art? I'm noticing some of the art on the walls.
Yeah, so the space is 35,000 feet. It's huge.
Massive.
And just giant murals hang all over that library, and they were done by an artist named Matt Monson. He's with Monsoon Creative.
Cool.
See the play on words there. And he did 3 murals depicting life in Kearns, and they're absolutely amazing. They're stunning. To just sit there and look at them is phenomenal, and they're part of our 1% for Art program that we do. And you know, with 1% of the budget of a new county building going to art, and it really separates that building from other buildings. I think it just makes it so alive and it keeps it from being sterile.
Yeah, and art created for Kearns.
Yeah,
you know,
it's all about Kearns.
for
So,
that community.
yeah, if you walk in, you'll know this is Kearns. You
Awesome.
can kind of tell. Yeah.
Okay, one thing we didn't get to talk about, there's a kitchen. Awesome. There's just so much more to talk about with this new library.
Yeah.
So talk to me about, I mean, where is it exactly? Where can people kind of access it?
The kitchen is...
Excuse me, the library.
Oh, the library. It's on Kearns. Gosh, I can't remember the address right off the top
That's
of my
okay.
head.
We'll have it
but
linked on our website. You guys have it linked on yours as well.
Yeah, go to thecountylibrary.com. You can always find it there.
Awesome.
But it's waiting for you. Yeah. It's
So
waiting for Kearns.
cool.
Anyone
I'm
who
excited
wants
to
go.
check it out.
Yeah.
Thanks so much, Jeff. We really appreciate having you. All of that and more on our website too, abc4.com/GMU. Brian?
The time now is 6:42. Coming up on GMU, gas prices could be going up. See how our winter weather may have you paying more at the pump. Plus, the weather outside is frightful in Greece. Hear how low temperatures plummeted in Athens in only a matter of days.
Time now for Utah's most accurate forecast with Adam Carroll, weather rate certified 9 years in a row.
All right, it's a snowy day out there this morning, Adam.
That is for sure, Brian. We have got a lot of it, and we've got a lot of incidents as well to deal with. And we got more snow on the way, believe it or not, Brian, with a Worse commute tomorrow morning. That's even possible, but it is. And we've got, well, road slush, maybe some snow-covered roads here across Park City Main Street right now, as the camera was more or less moving as I was changing it to our radar. And we still have some precipitation here across southern Utah going on right now. On Storm Tracker Radar, getting a little bit closer. We had some showers earlier across the low terrain, high terrain, snow showers, a little bit moderate in some areas, especially the highest peaks of southern Utah. But, you know, some areas may not even be seen. You might not even know that there is some snow out there or rain because the radar's just not picking it up. But we are starting to see it move away from this area of southern Utah. But northern Utah, we've got bigger issues going on with more snow out there. Now, Futurecast shows over the next 24 hours, we've got lots of snow here to still deal with that northwest flow pushing that snow up against the east benches here of the Wasatch Front, and of course the mountains will just continue to get pummeled. But as we head through time, it becomes a little bit more showery here around midday into the early afternoon, except in the mountains and along the east benches. We'll continue to have that snow out there. We may even still have some areas of lake-enhanced snow around the Tooele Valley, but notice here by 3 p.m. a real nice shot of some snow coming down the Tooele Valley right into the southern end of Utah County around Payson. But then we'll start picking it up again across the Wasatch Front later this afternoon for the evening commute. And this will become heavy at times here heading into the overnight hours, especially for Salt Lake City and points around the east benches. And that's what you're seeing there. Even the Tooele bench is going to get hit very, very hard with this storm. But it will continue into the morning commute here. Some areas of the west side of the Salt Lake Valley, east side of the Salt Lake Valley getting it. And then it more or less shifts back over to the Tooele side, but also again on the west side of the Salt Lake Valley. Then pushes back into the center part of the Salt Lake Valley. East benches here, we're still seeing snow showers here along the I-15 corridor, but the bulk of it will be around Salt Lake and Tooele. And will continue into the late evening hours here because the lake will continue to move before it finally settles down. So that will lead to significant snowfall here for our valleys, the biggest snows we've seen yet this year. Here's what we're thinking for the additional snow through noontime Wednesday: 4 to 8 for Salt Lake, 3 to 6 northern valleys, benches 6 to 12, 4 to 8 mountain valleys. 20 to 30 more inches in the Cottonwoods, 8 to 18 northern mountain, central mountains, a little bit less in the southern mountains. But that is pretty much coming right now. For the avalanche warning out there, it still continues for most of our mountains of Utah, though not so much the Abajos or the La Salles. We do have extreme avalanche danger for the western Uintas. Now, one thing you have to always understand is when we show this map, we're not talking about avalanche-controlled ski resorts. It's only the back country where there is no avalanche control. 30s and 40s out there for your highs today. 57 in St. George, though. We'll have a lot more sunshine for the next 7 days. A little cooler here for the midweek time frame. Windy this afternoon. But for the Salt Lake City and the Wasatch Front, more snow on the way today. Again into tomorrow. Break Thursday. Another storm comes on Friday with snow. Changes to rain. Back to snow again. So that could lead to some more additional accumulation. We still have plenty of issues here on our traffic map out there. I-84 is a mess. Parleys is a mess. Areas of the Wasatch Back, US 6, US 40. Those are not looking good. This is the east side of Salt Lake City here along that 215. It is very, very messy here this morning. Road snow, road slush. We still have the snow coming down on the east bench side. Going over Parleys is not very good as well. Sardine doesn't look terrific, nor does Logan Canyon, especially if you're going to Logan. We're going to be continuing to monitor this traffic all morning long, and so stay tuned to CW30, Utah CW30 at 7 a.m. for another hour of news, weather, and traffic, guys.
All right, thanks, Adam. Time now for news around the world. In northern Iraq, 3 rockets hit just outside of an airport right near a U.S. military base. That strike injured 2 Iraqi civilians and sparked fear of new hostilities. This happened in an area run by Kurdish forces yesterday. Officials say no one has immediately claimed responsibility for that strike. People in parts of India demonstrated in the name of climate change yesterday after police arrested a famous climate change activist. That activist arrested for circulating a document supporting recent protests from farmers that have swept the country. Police said yesterday the document spread misinformation and, quote, tarnished the image of India. And in wild weather, snow fell in Athens, Greece yesterday, a rare sight for this tropical city. Temperatures plunged from around 70 degrees Fahrenheit to below freezing over the weekend. Forecasters predict even more heavy snowfall in central and southern Greece. Snow common in the northern parts of the region, but very rare in the southern parts of the country and the islands surrounding. That's your news around the world.
Wild sights right there. And in your business news, Democrats are moving forward with their plans for the president's $2 trillion COVID-19 stimulus package. Another car company looking to go electric. Here's your Good Morning Utah business report. The White House and Democrats in Congress are pushing forward with plans for nearly $2 trillion COVID stimulus package. And lawmakers could start voting on it as early as next week. Both the Federal Reserve and the Biden administration have been brushing back worries that such a large package could overheat the economy and lead to raging inflation. Plus, gasoline prices could soon be on the move up, with oil prices rising. The bitter cold that slammed much of the country has forced shutdowns at wells and refineries in Texas. Some oil future prices up well over 1%. Prices are also being pushed by terror threats against Saudi Arabia. And another car company aiming to get rid of its gas engines. Jaguar Land Rover has announced plans to flip the Jaguar brand to completely electric cars by 2025. And Land Rover will launch its first all-electric car in 2024, with several more in development. The company also says it plans to cut tailpipe emissions, including work on hydrogen fuel cells. It could have prototypes on the road next year. And that's your Good Morning Utah business report.
In local politics, some Utah Republicans not happy that Senator Mitt Romney voted to convict former President Donald Trump. Now they're hoping to censure him. That petition circulating on social media now has hundreds of signatures. It reads in part, Senator Willard Mitt Romney has failed and continues to fail to represent the average conservative Utah Republican voter. Top Republican leaders in our state not backing this petition, though. The party released a statement yesterday saying, quote, there is power in our differences as a political party, and we look forward to each senator explaining their votes to the people of Utah.
And countries around the world struggling to get the COVID-19 vaccine are now getting some help. The World Health Organization has now granted authorization for emergency use of AstraZeneca's COVID-19 vaccine. That move allows millions of doses to be shipped to countries falling behind. According to the New York Times, the AstraZeneca single-shot dose is cheaper and easier to store. They'll be distributed in lower and middle-income countries worldwide.
Seniors might find it challenging to register online here in Utah for a vaccine. So can a friend or family member help? The health department says absolutely, as long as the person being registered is a resident and qualifies under the eligible groups. It does not matter who registers them.
And Salt Lake County has some immediate openings for vaccine appointments. They're available for anyone in Salt Lake County 70 and older. Salt Lake County received additional vaccines for this week, and they want to put them to good use. So if you're a senior 70 and older and live in Salt Lake County, you can schedule a vaccine appointment right now. Just go online to saltlakehealth.org or call the number you see on your screen.
All right, let's have one more check with Adam on our weather.
Let's do it. Let's get out there. Let's check your weather out there, because we know we have a big weather day, Adam.
Well, we've had a big weather day because we've had a lot of snow here so far, especially places like our mountain passes in the Wasatch Back and our east benches. But, you know, we did pick up a couple of inches in some areas of the east side of the Wasatch Front, I should say, and we're going to continue to see the snow fly, especially on our east benches and in our mountains, because of the northwest flow, which is just a fantastic flow for the Salt Lake Valley and for anyone that lives along any east benches here in the Wasatch Front, because it upslopes here right up against the Wasatch. So the St. George area, 57 will be the high today, windy, and then we'll be a little cooler here Wednesday, Thursday, back up again into the 60s for the end of the week. For the Wasatch Front, more snow on the way later. That will become heavy at times overnight into tomorrow morning, leading to another very terrible commute. And then Thursday, we'll quiet things down before another storm, I guess you could call it the fourth storm in a week, arrives here, but it'll be a snow, rain, snow event. We still got plenty of different incidents out there right now, whether it be road snow, wet roads, road slush, accidents, signal lights, road closures like the Cottonwood still till 8, but along that I-15 or I-215 stretch here That's an area that will continue to be troublesome. That East Bench side, of course, we're still having major issues here on the Parley's Canyon side of things. I-215 East Bench, yep, you're having a 5 to 6 minute delay, but look at Park City, 53 minutes right now to get to Park City from Salt Lake.
It takes you a while to get up there when those roads are slick like this.
Yep.
Now, don't forget, we want to see your baby pictures. We love celebrating your birthday or the birthday of your kids or your grandkids right here on Good Morning Utah. So send us your photos, and we'll share them with everybody else. News right there at abc4.com. Put in the subject line, baby birthday.
All right, today is Fat Tuesday, also known as Mardi Gras.
Oh, yeah.
It's usually a carnival, big celebration in New Orleans and really in other places across our country, but things look very different this year. In New Orleans, parades canceled, bars closed, crowds were reduced. We've talked about this before, how people are decorating their homes. Now their homes are done and complete, and look at this.
Yeah, Seymour right there. Feed me.
That's right.
Feed me.
Seymour. I mean, people have like hired float designers to design their outside of their homes.
They still got to get into it. Still Mardi Gras down there in New Orleans. Thanks for making us part of your morning.
More local news coming up on Utah CW30.